The snow fell thickly over the quiet town. Streetlights cast a golden glow, reflecting off the icy pavement. Every step crunched sharply in the cold. Clara pulled her coat tighter, feeling the chill seep into her bones. She walked along the narrow path leading to the old bridge. The river beneath it was partially frozen, murmuring softly under the ice. The wind whispered strange tunes through the skeletal trees. Her breath formed tiny clouds that disappeared into the night. She had not expected anyone to be out at this hour. Yet, at the bridge, a figure waited. Tall, shadowed, motionless. Her heart skipped a beat. "Is someone there?" she called, her voice trembling. The figure stepped forward, revealing familiar eyes glowing in the dim light. It was Daniel, her childhood friend and secret love. He held something small in his hand, wrapped carefully. The snow swirled around them, a blinding curtain of white. He smiled softly, eyes unreadable. "Clara," he whispered, voice low and urgent. "Do you trust me?" She nodded, though uncertainty clawed at her chest. He moved closer, and the cold seemed to intensify between them. The snow fell faster, masking their surroundings. For a moment, the world narrowed to just the two of them. Then, without warning, he pressed his lips to hers. The kiss was cold and urgent, burning strangely against the frozen air. She felt shock and warmth all at once, a confusion she could not name. The sound of cracking ice echoed beneath the bridge. Clara pulled back slightly, her eyes wide. Daniel's gaze was distant, almost haunted. "I have to show you something," he murmured. He handed her the small bundle. Inside, she found a delicate snow globe. Inside it, the bridge they stood upon was perfectly captured, frozen in time. But something moved within the globe, a tiny shadow that should not be there. Her fingers trembled as she held it. The wind howled louder, and the snow around them thickened. Shadows seemed to stretch unnaturally, reaching across the frozen river. Clara's pulse quickened as a sudden fear gnawed at her mind. Daniel leaned close again, whispering words she did not understand. A sudden crack of ice beneath their feet made her stumble. The snow globe rattled violently in her hands. For a brief second, she swore she saw her own reflection inside it, smiling, but her lips were not moving. The shadow within the globe seemed to twist and grow. Daniel's eyes met hers, darker now, urgent. "Clara," he said, voice trembling with something between fear and longing. "The night is not what it seems." A gust of wind swept across the bridge, almost knocking her off balance. Her heart pounded in her chest, deafening against the soft murmur of the river. She felt the cold bite deeper, creeping through her coat and into her very skin. The snow globe pulsed faintly, like a heartbeat. Daniel's hand brushed hers as he reached for it. The moment felt infinite, suspended between love and something else, something dangerous. And then, a shadow shifted behind him. It was tall, impossibly still, almost blending into the night. Clara gasped, her breath freezing mid-air. Daniel's grip tightened on her hand, urgency flashing in his eyes. The shadow moved closer, silent but certain. Her mind raced, torn between the warmth of the kiss and the cold dread rising inside her. The snow seemed to thicken into a wall, cutting off the rest of the world. Every sound, the crunch of snow, the whistle of wind, felt magnified. She could feel her pulse echo in her ears, a frantic drumbeat against the night. Daniel whispered her name again, soft and urgent, pulling her closer. She realized the kiss had not just been an expression of love, but a warning. The shadow loomed nearer, stretching across the frozen surface of the river. A low, unnatural hum vibrated through the air, resonating with the snow globe. Clara shivered, the chill not from the snow but from a fear that had nothing to do with winter. Daniel held her hands, eyes locked on hers, desperate. "Trust me," he said, voice barely audible above the wind. She nodded, heart pounding, knowing the night held secrets neither of them could fully understand. The snow swirled violently now, almost blinding them. The shadow reached the edge of the bridge, still silent, still watching. The snow globe pulsed again, brighter this time, reflecting the shadow's form. Clara felt the world tilt, the ground beneath her uncertain and trembling. Daniel leaned forward, pressing his lips to hers once more. This time, it was both a comfort and a signal, a binding spell against the unknown. The snow wrapped around them like a cocoon. Clara's vision blurred, the cold and the fear mingling into a strange, intoxicating clarity. She realized that the night would not end easily, that a secret had been awakened, a danger hidden beneath the snow and shadows, and that the kiss was only the beginning of a story far darker than love alone. Clara's fingers tightened around the snow globe. The warmth of Daniel's lips lingered, but the cold gnawed deeper, almost unnatural. She looked around, but the snowstorm had swallowed everything. The trees, the river, even the edges of the bridge seemed blurred and unreal. The shadow moved closer, gliding rather than walking. It had no discernible shape, only a darkness that absorbed light. Clara felt a chill creep into her very bones, different from the winter air. It was a cold that belonged to something alive and watching. Daniel whispered something incomprehensible, words that sounded like a chant. The snow globe pulsed again, illuminating his face. His eyes glimmered in the glow, desperate and determined. He pressed the globe to Clara's chest, as if offering protection. A sudden crack shattered the silence beneath the ice. The shadow recoiled for a brief moment, then surged forward. Clara's heart raced, every beat echoing against the frozen river. She felt a force trying to pull her forward, into the darkness. "Hold on to me," Daniel commanded, voice sharp and urgent. She grasped his hands tightly, feeling the pulse of life in his touch. The snow globe shook violently, spilling tiny snowflakes into the night. Inside, the shadow wreathed, twisting against the miniature bridge. Clara's breath came in sharp, frozen bursts. Her lips tingled, as if the cold air had numbed more than her skin. The kiss they had shared moments ago now felt like a lifeline, fragile but real. She realized the warmth of human touch was more powerful than the creeping fear. The shadow lunged suddenly, faster than the eye could follow. Daniel pulled her back just in time, slipping on the icy surface. They tumbled together, snow exploding around them like powder. Clara could feel the pressure of the dark presence trying to engulf them both. He scrambled to his feet, lifting her with a strength that seemed impossible. The snow globe now glowed brightly, almost painfully. Its light cast the shadow in stark relief, revealing a twisted, distorted figure. Clara's stomach churned. It was human in shape but not human in presence. "You must listen," Daniel said, voice strained. The kiss, it was more than a promise. Clara's mind raced. She had never imagined a kiss could hold power. He explained, hurriedly and breathless, that the snow globe bound the shadow to the bridge. Their kiss had awakened the entity, but it also marked them as protectors. The shadow wreathed and lashed, trying to break free from the globe's magic. Clara felt icy tendrils brush her hair, cold enough to burn. The wind screamed, almost forming voices that whispered threats. She clutched Daniel, drawing courage from his steady presence. A moment of silence fell. The shadow hesitated, its form flickering in the globe's light. Daniel whispered softly into Clara's ear, words she could barely understand. The globe pulsed one final time, bright and fierce. The shadow screamed, a soundless cry, and recoiled into the snow globe, trapped again. Clara's knees shook, her body trembling from fear and relief. The snowstorm began to settle, soft flakes drifting lazily to the ground. Daniel helped her stand, brushing snow from her coat. He smiled, but the tension in his eyes remained. They were safe, for now, but the night had changed them both. Clara looked into the snow globe, seeing the frozen shadow writhing still. She realized that magic, love, and danger had intertwined on this snowy night. Her heart still raced from the kiss, the cold, and the thrill of survival. Daniel took her hands, pressing them together over the glowing globe. "You are part of this now," he said softly. "And together, we will face whatever comes from the shadows." The wind whispered around them, carrying the faint echo of the shadow's cry. Clara shivered, but this time from anticipation, not just cold. The kiss had been a warning, a promise, and a bond. As snowflakes clung to her hair and coat, she understood that the night's secrets were far from over. And in the quiet aftermath, the bridge seemed almost alive, waiting for the next step in their story. Clara took a deep breath, feeling the icy air fill her lungs. She looked up at Daniel, seeing determination and fear mirrored in his gaze. The night was cold, but it was theirs. And the secret of the snowy kiss lingered between them, a tether stronger than any fear. The shadow in the snow globe twisted again, reminding them that the night had only begun, the first light of dawn began to pierce the snowy sky. Clara and Daniel stood on the bridge, hands still intertwined. The shadow inside the snow globe had quieted, trapped but restless. A soft warmth spread between them, thawing the night's lingering chill. The wind carried only silence now, gentle and reassuring. Clara smiled, realizing courage and love had faced the darkness together. Daniel kissed her forehead, a promise of protection and trust. The snowflakes sparkled like tiny stars around them. The night's terror had passed, leaving memories etched in frost and heart. And as they walked away, the snowy bridge held its secret, waiting silently for another winter.